salutations morning. He said, my customers can't afford to eat out right now. I said, sir, who's been running it? He said, you make a good point. I said, why don't you just go ahead and try voting Democratic this time? We can't do any worse than these other folks have been doing right now. America is ready for change.
It's fabulous.
And yet, even as we face the most serious economic crisis of our time, even as you're worried about keeping your jobs and paying your bills and staying in your homes, my opponents campaign announced earlier this month that they want to, quote, turn and day out. You want to hear about the issues that matter in your life. You want to hear about how we're going to bring about the change that we desperately need for our country. That's what the American people want to hear. So let's talk about the issues that matter. In the debate this week, my opponent felt the need to inform me that he's not President Bush.
Come on, Aileen. Aileen.
Let's
go.
It comes down to values. In America, do we simply value wealth, or do we value the work that creates it? For 8 years, we've seen what happens when we put the extremely wealthy and well-connected ahead of working people. John McCain thinks that's the way to rebuild this economy. To double down on George Bush's policy of giving more and more tax breaks to those at the very top, in the false hope that it'll all trickle down on the rest of y'all.
No, I just can't get a good picture.
So Senator McCain can keep on trying to attack me and distract you, but it is not going to work.
Nope.
You will not be hoodwinked.
No.
You will not be bamboozled.
No.
McCain, but the American people can't take 4 more years of the same failed policies. It is time to turn the page on 8 years of economic policies to put Wall Street before Main Street, but ended up hurting both.
Mom, we're at the
We need policies that grow our economy from the bottom up, so that every American, everywhere, has the chance to get ahead. Not just the person who owns the factory, but the men and women on the factory floor. Not just the CEO, but the janitor and the secretary. Because if we've learned anything from this economic crisis, it's that we're all connected. We're all in this together. We will rise or fall as one nation, as one people. The financial rescue package that passed Congress, that was a necessary first step. We had to ease this credit crisis. Otherwise, nobody would be able to get a loan. Businesses would start closing their doors.
Me too.
But now we need a rescue plan for the middle class.
Right there.
If we're going to rebuild this economy from the bottom up, my mother died of ovarian cancer at the age of 53. I'll never forget how she spent the final months of her life lying in a hospital bed, fighting with her insurance company because they claimed that it was a pre-existing condition, that they didn't have to pay for a treatment. Some people here probably have gone through the same thing. Well, let me tell you, if I'm president, we will make sure those insurance companies can never do that again. We'll make sure those insurance companies can't discriminate against people who need care the most. If you have health insurance, the only thing that will change under my plan is that we're going to lower your premiums. If you don't have health insurance, you'll be able to get the same kind of health insurance that members of Congress get for themselves, including by taking this for granted. If I'm president, we'll give every child the skills and knowledge they need to compete with any worker anywhere in the world. Confidence in America, confidence in our economy, confidence in ourselves. I won't pretend this will be easy. I won't pretend it will be quick. We will all need to sacrifice. We'll all need to pull our weight. And I can put more money into education, but only a parent can turn off the TV set and make sure that child does their homework. St. Louis, this is one of those moments. I know you're cynical. I know many of you are fed up with politics. I understand you're disappointed and even angry with your leaders. You've got every right to be. But despite all of this, I ask of you what's been asked of Americans in times of trial and turmoil throughout our history. I ask you to believe. Believe in yourselves, in each other, and in the future we can build together. Because together we can't fail. Not now. Not when we have a crisis to solve. Not when we have an economy to save. Not when there's so many Americans without jobs and without homes. Not when there are families who can't afford to see a doctor or send their children. Not when there's maybe someday my grandchild will be able to run for president of the United States of America. That's what this election's about. That's what we're fighting for. And if each of you will stand with me, if you will organize with me, if you will talk to your friends and neighbors on my behalf, I promise you this, we will not just win Missouri, we will win this general election, and you and I together, we will change this country and change the world. God bless you, St. Louis.